Hello, welcome to the next lecture of the series. So, we by now know what sets are. We by now know what subsets are. Given a set or two sets, we can now describe relationship between the elements of the two sets. So, we will today talk about relation between two sets. I'm going to start with a simple situation before defining it formally. Suppose we have a set, set A, and it consists of just four elements. So we have a set A, which consists of four elements, A1, A2, A3, A4. What I have done here is I have depicted in general, for sets, what do? We create a circular kind of oval or circle shape, and we put the elements in there. That's how we try to draw a set. And I have again written A. That's because first of all, I'm going to try to define a relation between the elements of A with itself. So it can happen that A is related to the elements of A. For example, you can think of relation like, say, greater than. And if I am taking A as the set of natural numbers, then every natural number is related to each other with this greater than relation. 2 is greater than 3, and 3 is greater than 4, and so on and so forth. So what I can do is I can create relation from n to n. So that's the situation I'm talking about here. Let's formally define a relation from A to A, that is a relation on a set A. A relation, without quoting exactly what that relation is, let's just give it a name R. So relation R, say on a set A is, it will be a subset of A cross A. That is, if I say A comma B belongs to R, I am basically telling you that A is related to B. Or we can even write it down as A R B. Now this R relation could be greater, less, equal. When we think of numbers, greater, less, equal, that's something that comes to our head immediately, right? Otherwise, you can have different relations. Father, son is a relation. You have a pet, that's a relation. So R is just denoting any such relation. It's a subset of A cross A. Why it is a subset of A cross A? It is something of this sort that A and B both belong to A, and A is related to B, which is giving me a Cartesian product A comma B. And A comma B is an element which you will find in A cross A. What is A cross A? A cross A stands for the Cartesian product of A with itself. So when we say R is a relation, then R is a set of all these kind of Cartesian products which are possible, which are giving you the relation. So in case I start with the relation that I started in the beginning, the set that I started in the beginning with A1, A2, A3, A4, so it's possible that A1 is related to A2, A2 is related to A1, and so on and so forth. You can have different connections. When I say A1 is related to A2, whatever the relation is, it would mean that A1 R A2. And here you have A2 R A1. You can also have A1 R A3. That would be denoted by A1 comma A3, and so on and so forth. Can we define relation between two distinct sets? Here I defined a relation which is from A to A. Can we define relation between different sets? Distinct sets? Absolutely yes. In that case, what will happen? A relation R between A and B is a subset of A cross B. Because what we are trying to say here is that an element of A is related to an element of B. One element or two elements, whichever way, A, B. So an element here is related to some element here. It could be like this also, like this also. It could be something of this sort also. It means that this time it's a subset of a Cartesian product A cross B. A cross B is the set of all A comma B such that A belongs to the set A and B belongs to the set B. It's the set of all such A comma B's. And a subset of this will be giving you a relation between the sets A and B. Let me throw some light on it. Let us compare numbers. That's the easiest to understand. Let's think of the relation less than. So R for us is less than. And when I say X less than Y, I'm saying it is same as saying X R Y. For us, R is less than. Where let's say that we are taking natural numbers, so X and Y belongs to the set of all natural numbers. Now, what I'm trying to focus here on is Cartesian product. Why is R a subset of a Cartesian product? Because you need two numbers to compare. You need two natural numbers to compare. You need a pair of numbers to talk of this relation. For example, 1 is less than 3. So I can say that 1 R 3. Or I can say 1 comma 3 belongs to R. Now what is important here is that I am writing 1 comma 3 belongs to R. 3 comma 1 does not belong to R because 3 comma 1 will depict 3 is less than 1 and that's not happening. 3 is not less than 1. So ordered pair. All these elements of the Cartesian product that you can see here, they are ordered pair. The order matters. Order is very, very important here. X, R, Y means a particular relation. When you will be putting a particular relation, it will make a lot of difference when you're writing X, R, Y or Y, R, X. So in our example, 1 is less than 3. Yes, so X, R, Y, or in other words, 1 comma 3 belongs to R. But 3 is not less than 1. So 3 comma 1 does not belong to R. And what are these pairs that you can see? These are Cartesian product. These are the elements of Cartesian product. They're ordered pairs. Order matters here. The reason why we are saying that R is a subset of a Cartesian product A cross B or A cross A is because of this reason. Some pairs might be a part of this set R. That means they're related in that particular way. And some pairs will not be there. So that is why a subset. All relations have two components related to each other in a particular way. The easiest to see is in numbers, less, greater, equal. Some numbers are lesser than some numbers, some less are greater than some numbers are equal. So 1 is equal to 1, 2 is equal to 2, 1 is less than 2, 2 is greater than 1. All these are relations. These are common relations for numbers. Let me give you a more general example here. Why just talk of only numbers? Let's take a general example. Suppose we are talking of a relation of being a parent. So in this first set A, I have written the names of P1, P2, P3, P4. These are some adults. And here C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, they are depicting some children. I am saying that this is the set of adults and it is related to the set of children and the relation is parent. So say P1 is related to C1. When I say P1 is related to C1, P1 are C1, that tells me that P1 is a parent of C1. P2, say, is related to C3. And say P3 is also related to C3. Then what am I saying? I'm saying P2 are C3 That means P2 is a parent of C3 and P3 are C3. That would mean P3 is a parent of C3. So one could be mother, one could be father. That's a possibility. Similarly, say P4 is related to C2. That means P4 is a parent of C2, the child C2, and so on and so forth. And it can also happen that P4 is related to C4. That's also possible. P4 are C2 and P4 are C4. That means P4 is a parent of both C2 and C4. Let's define relation more formally. A relation R between A and B is a subset of A cross B. A cross B is the set of all ordered pairs. A cross B is the set of all ordered pairs. A comma B belongs to A cross B. That means A belongs to A and B belongs to B. AB belongs to the set of relation R. That means A, R, B. Remember again, the order matters. For example, the parent example. A is a parent of B is very different from saying B is a parent of A. That won't happen, right? A is a parent of B. So order matters. That is why R is the set of ordered pairs, and it's a subset of the entire Cartesian product that you will have, because it may be equal, but there could be pairs which are not satisfying the relation, and there could be pairs which are satisfying the relation. Let me just iterate. You can have relation on A itself, that is A cross A is possible, and you can have relation between two distinct sets as well. I gave you an example. In case of numbers less than, greater than, you can have a relation from set n to set n, or set of integers to set of integers. And in case of the relation parent, of course, A and B are two distinct sets. Thank you.